Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Well, Ben Rice is back, but he's not the main story. His buddy, Spencer Jones, that's the main story, because Spencer Jones called up, starting his big league career with a hug of his manager, Aaron Boone, checking out his new locker, and it all feels just right for the youngster. And some Yankee fans are here to see it happen. And it is time for baseball, as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Milwaukee Brewers in the first of three from American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees just had a great homestand. Unbelievable. They keep winning series, and they just won one yesterday. But in the victory yesterday, they lost Jason Dominguez. And because they lost Jason Dominguez, they sent down and they called up Spencer Jones. We know he can hit for power. What else are they getting?
Well, they're getting a really good athlete that's 6'7", and there's one of those guys already in right field. And we saw his power in spring training, and he hit home runs, Michael. They weren't wall scrapers. They were way beyond the stadium. And he hit 6 of them in only 13 games. It kind of put people on notice. Hey, I'm getting closer, people, and I would love a shot here in the big leagues. Well, he's going to get that. He was hot in AAA, and now he's going to get a chance to show off.
Look at the numbers in AAA, 258, 11 home runs. Leads all of AAA with 41 ribbies, OPS of 958. Obviously, we'll have more about Spencer as we move along in the game. So this is the first game of another long road trip for the Yankees. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup. In this one, it's the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Max Fried, well, you know Max Fried, great numbers. He gets a start for the Yankees. And for the Brewers, well, welcome to the big league, Spencer Jones. Now you get a chance to face Jacob Misiorowski.
Well, if I'm Spencer Jones, I don't know if I would have picked this to be my first game. This guy has got some kind of fastball. He's got a closer's fastball. He throws it up to 103, Michael, and he lives up in the zone, especially to the left-handers. He'll mix in an occasional changeup that will die, but he's also got a really good slider. But his pitch is this fastball that's up in the zone. 41 strikeouts on that pitch alone, Michael. That's more than most people have during the season.
He averages almost 100 miles an hour with his fastball. That leads all major league starters. The strikeouts, the whip percentage, all of them leads everybody in the league. He is a special arm, and the Yankees will see him tonight. Spencer Jones will see him as well. Spencer Jones about to begin his major league career, but not before he chops it up with Meredith Marakovits. That's next, right here on Yes.
Welcome back to American Family Field for Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Brewers. Hey, everyone. I'm Meredith Marakovits alongside Spencer Jones. Spencer, tonight you are getting your first look at big league pitching. First game for you. Just describe the emotion.
I'm super excited, super grateful, happy to be here. I just can't wait for the opportunity to go out there and play and show everybody what I can do.
Now, tough pitching matchup here with Misiorowski on the mound. How do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be going over scouting reports, talking to my teammates, getting information in the dugout, guys that have faced him, and then going out there and executing my plan.
How do you kind of lean on people for advice up here?
So far it's been pretty easy. I mean, I can just kind of play deer in headlights, be like, hey, what about this? And, just kind of ask questions, be innocent right now, and, do as much as I can, get to know my teammates, and allow them to help me in any way possible.
How ready are you for this, and how much are you looking forward to it?
I'm ready. I mean, this is something I've dreamed about my whole life. I think it's one of those things. I have my whole life to be nervous for this, and then now it's just going out there to play. So that's how I'm framing it, and I'm ready to go.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, it's going to be Michael Kay alongside Joe Girardi. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. By Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. And by Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. From the 81 playoffs between the Yankees and Milwaukee, some of the faces that took part in that series. Different ballpark. Here we are, though, in American Family Field. It's a beautiful afternoon, but they are closing the roof. It's going to get a little chilly. And Spencer Jones is about to make his Major League debut. And Joe, everybody who's ever played in a Major League game, they've had this day. What's it like?
It's so special. You know, you start to think about all the people that helped you, your family members, your coaches, but there's a lot of nerves, Michael. My first one behind home plate, I was shaking back there.
I can see why. All the work that you put in, this is the culmination. And you just saw him take a look at the rookie patch, the debut patch that he has on his sleeve, and that will go into a card pack at some point after this. So Spencer Jones, game number 1. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. You've got Trent Grisham leading off. Ben Rice back from the injury. He'll be at first base. He leads the major leagues in on-base percentage and slugging. Aaron Judge in right, Cody Bellinger in left. Jazz Chisholm bats 5th and plays 2nd. The number 6 hitter, the DH Spencer Jones. Jose Caballero is short. The catcher is Austin Wells. And batting 9th and playing 3rd base, it is Ryan McMahon.
Well, Jacob Mizorowski is a special talent at 24 years old, and you see the strikeouts, 59 in only 38 innings. And let's take a look at Nissan Pitcher's scouting report tonight. So obviously, Michael, there's a lot of electricity in the air. The Yankees are in town. This is a big matchup, but the electricity comes from this young man. He will throw it up to 103, a slider that will hit 96 miles an hour. There might be a new Kid K. 24 years old, 13.97 Ks per 9, leading all pitchers. And then he's a work in progress. He's not even finished yet, Michael. He's still finding his off speed. He only throws about 2% changeup, but he can live up in the zone with his heater.
Let's see the defense behind them, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, Lockridge, Churio, and Freelick. Left to right in the outfield, Rengifo, Ortiz, Turang's an outstanding second baseman, and Vaughn, that's 3rd to 1st. William Contreras, an outstanding catcher behind the plate. Gary Sanchez, the DH, and Joe told you about Jacob Mizorowski on the mound. Umpire behind the plate is Alan Porter. And the umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealer. He's considered neutral. He's had 25 calls challenged, 12 overturned. More low strikes, fewer high strikes on righty batters.
He was even Steven, Michael. Right in the middle, neutral when it comes to the strike zone, and 12 of 25 overturned. That's even Steven.
First pitch is a strike. We are underway. The Yankees are 26-12, and the Brewers are 19-16. Rest of the umpiring crew: Roberto Ortiz at first, Alex McKay at second, and Trip Gibson is over 3rd. Grisham hit that big bases loaded double in yesterday's game that helped the Yankees to the victory. Yankees were 6-1 on the road trip. Swing and a miss. They're 6-1 on the homestand, not the road trip. They're on a road trip now, and this is something the Yankees going to have to expect tonight.
Yeah, you're really going to have to try to hit the top of the baseball because this four-seamer has so much carry. The other thing is he's 6'7", and he gets so far down the mound, it's almost like he's handing it to the catcher. Great extension.
There's Ben Rice. Been battling that sore hand on a pickoff throw by Max Fried. That's 103 miles an hour. Coming into the game, he's thrown the 42 fastest pitches by a starting pitcher this year. Foul back to the screen.
I mean, it has to be a real focus for the hitters to try to get the ball down below the waist, because anything above the waist, you're probably not going to catch up to. You're going to swing under, and it's hard because you're gearing up. You're gearing up to catch up to that fastball.
.103 right by him. 2 down. That second strikeout now makes him first in the major leagues in strikeouts.
Yeah, and then you put a little carry on it and a little run on it, and it's almost impossible to hit. 43 strikeouts on his four-seamer alone. I believe that's how many Max Fried has this year.
Well, this is a special matchup right here. Three-time MVP against this hard-throwing youngster. And a strike. He's sitting at 103. Left his last start with a no-hitter, going with 1 out in the 6th because he had a right hamstring cramp. Fouled away.
Aaron had the right idea. That was obviously below his waist, and it's the one that you can hit. He's also got a slider that's got a ton of sweep, and if you're gearing up for that fastball, you'll probably see some ugly swings from some right-handers.
So with 2 strikes, judge calls timeout the way he usually does, picks up a piece of dirt. Crowd didn't like it, so they boo him. The 0-2.
Michael, he's throwing so hard. You can see that that pitch just took Contreras' glove right out of the strike zone. I mean, when it hit it, his glove just kept going.
1-2. Driven out to right field. Frelick is there, puts it away, and the Yankees go down in order. 1-2-3, a 10-pitch inning for Mizorowski. And the Brewers are coming to bat. 10 pitches. Yankees go down in order against Mizorowski. Now Max Fried takes them out. He'll face this order. Jackson Chourio has been out for most of the season with an injury. He's back the last 2 games. You see what he's done. Bryce Terang at second. William Contreras hits third and catches. Gary Sanchez at DH will clean up. Andrew Vaughn at first. Luis Rengifo at third base, bat 6th. Batting 7, playing left field, Brandon Lockridge. Sal Frelick in right. And Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, will bat 9th.
You see the great numbers by Max Fried. We're getting kind of used to see the low ERA, Michael, 2.39. But let's check out the Nissan Pitcher scouting report on Max. A lot of people say home sweet home. I'd like to say road sweet home, because when you look at his numbers, he has a .76 ERA on the road. Power outage. The lowest slug against and the fewest homers per 9 are on Max Fried. And he's the right guy at the right time. They used a number of people out of the bullpen because it was a bullpen game yesterday. He averages 6.58 innings per start, #1 in the big leagues.
And Jackson Chourio swings and misses. Missed the first 33 games with a broken left hand. Since coming back 6 for 9, that'll do it. Still just 22 years old. He's had 2 20-20 seasons. 0-2 quickly on Milwaukee center fielder.
And what's scary about that 6 for 9, Michael? 5 of the balls he's hit already have been 102 plus. I mean, he's locked in. He had 3 games on rehab. That was it.
So he's hitting them a little slower than Mizorowski's throwing them.
Correct.
Did he go? No, he did not, said Roberto Ortiz. You see, Boone says it's not even close. I think he might be right.
Yeah.
And that is strike 3. Chourio down looking. Defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. See how the Yankees line up. We'll take a closer look now at Jose Caballero on the Car Shield defensive player profile. 8 defensive runs saved this season. That leads all of Major League shortstops. Done a great job. Bryce Terang, fly ball left field. Bellinger drifts over toward the line and puts it away. And there's William Contreras.
Sure, William probably caught Max a few times in Atlanta when he was there.
Oh, and 1.
Max's cutter so far has been on point. The command has been great. It's been up, which makes it harder for hitters to get to the barrel too.
Oh, and 2.
And he comes back with the sinker, same level, going a different direction. Yeah, the batter's eye, I think it's okay. If it was a little earlier and that sun is hitting it and you have sun and shadow, but for the most part off of Max, it should be in the dark part. Now out of Miz, it might be a little different story, being 6'7".
Fly ball center field. And that'll do it. 1-2-3. Max Free throws a 9-pitch inning after Mizorowski's 10-pitch inning. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Trent Grisham plus 600, same as Spencer Jones plus 600. In this inning, Jones due up third, get his first major league at bat. Leading up is Cody Bellinger with a 9-game hitting streak. No windup for Mizorowski, working out of the stretch.
Michael, he just threw a 97-mile-an-hour slider. I cheated him 1 mile an hour. And Belly's a really good fastball hitter. I looked up 99 plus for all the guys today. James did for me. Thank you, James. Belly hits 280s on 99 plus with 3 homers, which is the most of any Yankee.
Now his slider breaks so much and is so fast that he ends up hitting a lot of left-handed batters on the back leg, so we'll watch for that.
And I would venture to see how many guys swing and it hits them. I mean, that was something that happened with Kerry Wood a lot because of the break on his slider. Lefties would swing it and hit him in the back leg. It's still a strike.
Left field, Lockridge will put it away. Take a look at his arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, you see the four-seamer, the slider, the curveball, and the changeup. The changeup, he does not throw much, and I mean, like his changeup's almost 93 miles an hour, and I'm sure it's something that will develop over time. But again, he's only 24 years old. If you're throwing 100 in the minor leagues, how much do you need besides your fastball? Probably not a lot.
Fouled straight back here, so quickly 0-2. Spencer Jones, and if you see to the right behind the ball boy, is his dad in the green jacket. Family and friends are here. 1-2.
Boy, he looks like his dad, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
One, two. Mizorowski. Two-way, and that's going to bring up Spencer Jones. Hart's probably beating a little bit faster right now than usual. 11 home runs at AAA. 41 runs batted in. 24 years old. In the minors, a 958 OPS. Immense power. And a strike.
You know, they were talking about Mizorowski, how he rises to the occasion. He likes the big games, the big stage. Well, for kid's first pitch that he saw, 104.
0-2.
It was almost like he said, I'll be darned if you're getting your first hit off of me tonight.
And the pitch. Talked to Shelley Duncan, the AAA manager for Scranton, said he's ready. He said, yeah, he's going to swing and miss, but he's got immense power. He's a great athlete, great attitude. And Spencer Jones down on strikes. Another 1-2-3 inning for Mizorowski. And Spencer Jones, welcome to Major League Baseball.
Welcome back to American Family Field. We just watched the Yankees' #6 prospect, Spencer Jones, take his first professional Major League at-bat here in Milwaukee. I am joined by his parents, Chris and Lee Jones. Chris, can you just describe the emotion that you're feeling right now?
Oh, it is so exciting. We're so proud of him. You know, it's been a long road to get here. A lot of, support from when, Encinitas Little League, great baseball communities where it all started. And a lot of coaching support throughout the years, to get here, to see it all culminate and come together with his debut tonight. It's so exciting.
Now, I spoke to Spencer earlier, and he said, of course, you guys were one of the first phone calls that he made. Did you know what was coming? What was your initial reaction?
Oh, my God. I was working in the office at home, and I heard the screams from down the hall.
I got the call. I grabbed the phone, and I was like, he was crying, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Are you hurt? What happened? And I mean, and he's like, it's all good, Mom. And so down the hall I ran, and luckily there were 4 of us home, and it was fabulous.
Yeah,
So
it was
fun.
great news. Yeah,
So-
super exciting. It's been a whirlwind since that phone call. I'm glad it all came together and we could be here to support him tonight.
I was going to ask you, getting here is a whole nother animal. Take me through it. What were you guys thinking as you were hoping we need to get there by first pitch?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a frenzy, jumping on, make sure we could get flights out to get here in time for the game. But luckily we, Lee called the dog sitter, right, to get all the details lined up. But yeah, we weren't misses for anything. We've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and he's worked hard to get here, so we wanted to support him.
Hey, he was a prospect, a first-round pick, but when did you know that he was going to be something special when it comes to baseball?
When he was born. No.
Mom, how about you?
It was actually he was playing Pop Warner, and a coach said, do you mind if he played on our baseball team? And I'm like, it's not baseball season. I didn't understand, but he recognized something in the athleticism, and that was it for me, I think.
Yeah. And he's the youngest of he's got 3 older brothers, so his youngest are 4 boys, and so he got to watch his brothers in the sports that they played, and his excitement, his energy for every sport that he engaged in, whether it was baseball, basketball, football. He's always been a very intense athlete, and he's also been very large. So he's always been kind of heads and shoulders above his age group. And that's kind of worked to his advantage, as he played sports. He's always done really well. He's always been very athletic, so he's excelled in the sports that he played in, and coached him in through Little League, and in the early years, and just saw how much he loved the game and how well he was doing. So just wanted to support that as much as he possibly could.
You know, it's funny. Cody Bellinger said the other day he's a very large man and he can hit the ball very far. Just what do you think of his ability to launch that baseball 400 feet?
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, we had a batting cage set up in the backyard, actually for his older brother, and Spencer spent many hours out there, you know, working, just working on his technique. He's had his hitting coach since he's the same coach since he's the age of 10, Joe Pimentel, who's just helped coach him through and perfect his technique. So as his body grew and as he got stronger, it kept on improving. So he put a lot of time and effort into getting that swing down to produce the results we see today.
Now, Lee, I know you were emotional just sitting here when you saw him on that on-deck circle. Just tell me what was going on.
It was so sweet to see. It's been a long week for our family and everything, and it was really good to see him there.
Yeah.
A long week, but a good week, I'm sure. Congratulations on Spencer getting called up to the big leagues. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, thank you.
Michael, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you to the Jones family and to Meredith. Very sweet, and obviously that's what parents feel.
Well, the parents put so much into a young man's career, and think about all the games they drive you to when you're little and all the AAU tournaments you play, and you fly all over the place. Mom and Dad are really important.
2-0. So while Meredith was conducting that interview, a little bit of a jam here as Gary Sanchez hits one through the right side. Andrew Vaughn then walks first and second, nobody out, in a 2-0 count on Luis Rengifo. Now, a quick scouting report on Milwaukee. They run a lot. They go first to third a lot. They take extra bases. They put pressure on the defense. That's their game. They do not, Joe, hit a lot of home runs.
No, and they do sacrifice a lot. The second most in all of baseball with 12. Only Tampa has more. But he's kind of lost the strike zone. I thought they might bunt here, understanding that runs could be at a premium tonight, but he's lost the strike zone. 7 in a row, he's saying. He's not giving him the green light.
Eight in a row. He really has lost his strike zone, and that loads the bases. Nobody out. So Matt Blake's going to come out and try to settle down the veteran left-hander.
Well, his cutter was so good in the first inning, and it was pinpoint control, and he started Sanchez off with a curveball, and then he threw him a cutter in, a sinker away, and went back in with a cutter. But since that time, he hasn't been able to throw strikes with it.
Well, the team that draws the most walks in baseball, the Cubs, then the Yankees are second, and Milwaukee is third.
Yeah. They're really, really good. They're patient. They run, like you talked about, Michael. They don't hit home runs, and they've really struggled off of left-handers. They're 29th in OPS, but they got some big bats back in Churio and Vaughn, and it should change their lineup against lefties.
As a team, they have 24 home runs. Only one team has hit fewer, and that's the San Francisco Giants with 3, or 23. So 24 for Milwaukee, 23 for the Giants. Here's Lockridge. Bases loaded. Yankees play the infield back, get the double play. And a strike.
And it's going to have to be hit pretty hard in at someone, because Lockridge, like so many of these Brewers, runs extremely well. They have 6 of the top 41 guys in baseball when it comes to sprint speed.
And there's a base hit through the right side. Sanchez scores. They'll hold Vaughn up. It's an RBI single for Lockridge, and Milwaukee leads 1-0.
Lockridge has really struggled against left-handers this year, but he's been great with runners in scoring position, hitting .391. And here's that cutter again, Michael, that they just push the other way. It seems like their approach with 2 strikes is, we're not going to strike out, we're just going to fight the ball the other way, and it worked for Sanchez and Lockridge.
Here's Sal Frelick. Fly ball left field. On the run is Bellinger. Can't get there. And falls on top of the tarp. But he seems like he's okay.
Smart move by jumping on top of it instead of trying to stop. So there's that middle frame on the outside of it.
Line drive, and it's past the lunging Jazz Chisholm for a base hit. Scoring is Vaughn. Rengifo to third, Lockridge to second. Frelick with a seeing eye single, and it's 2-0 Milwaukee.
Michael, that's the third single they have that has not been hit very hard. And again, they put the ball in play, and good things are happening from him. And Jazz, I think he thought it wasn't hit as far, and maybe that Cabby was going to get it, but I thought it was a ball that he could possibly get at the angle, and just really unfortunate for Max. They're not hitting him hard, but the 2 walks have complicated things.
It was Joey Ortiz. One and 0. Two walks and 3 soft singles. 2-0 Milwaukee. Bases loaded. Still nobody out. A strike. Foul back, 1-2.
Yeah, he has to go for the strikeout here, because you're getting to a point where if it becomes too many runs for the Yankees to overcome with Mizorowski on the mound and the back end of their bullpen, 7, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 8, 9 is really, really good.
Ortiz has 14 hits. They're all singles. And he's worked the count even at 2-2. Just got a piece.
You know, when you look at Max, Max is the opposite of most pitchers. Max is like OPS against, goes down every time through the lineup. And I think it's because he has so many pitches, it takes a while for him to find a feel for all of them. Most guys, it goes up, and third time through, usually they don't last.
3-2. There's no place to put Ortiz, the number 9 hitter in the order, and the dangerous Churios on deck. And the payoff. Grounded. McMahon. There's one. And that's all they'll get. Another run scores as Rengifo crosses the plate. And it's 3-0 Milwaukee. Moving to third is Lockridge. So now first and third, 1 out. And that brings up Churio. Struck out looking in the first.
Ortiz is a guy that will run. He's 4 for 6 in stolen bases, but I would think that you would give Churio a chance to drive this run in, because you don't want to run into an out, which would be the second out, and then you need a base hit to score the guy from third.
Swings through the cutter, 0-1. After a long stint on the DL, came back on Tuesday, went 4 for 4. Didn't skip a beat. 0-2.
He got hit in the WBC. It was at the base of his middle finger that they had the fracture.
Outside. 1-2. Milwaukee averages 5.17 runs per game. That's 6th in the big leagues. 243 batting average, 13th. On base percentage, 337. That's 5th. There's Pat Murphy, two-time National League Manager of the Year, 2 years in a row. Who's leaning?
Michael, it's interesting how many runs they score and they don't hit home runs, as you talked about. Near the bottom of home runs hit, 29th in baseball. He's got that great move. That'd be a good way to get out of this inning, to try to pick somebody off. He's not even that far off, Michael, and he's still got forward.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. Lockridge scores. It's an RBI single for Churio. It's 4-0. Almost seemed, Joe, as if Fried let that go through, thinking it was a surefire double play.
Yeah, I think he thought that someone was going to get that ball, and we know how great of a fielder he is, and it's unfortunate. And again, it's soft contact, and we love soft contact. You know, if you're with a club, you love to see pitchers who get soft contact, but today it has killed him just because it's been in the right spots. And I look at this start and you say, man, he's given up 4 runs in 2 innings so far. He's actually pitched really good. It's been soft contact.
Pitch outside to Terang. Jake Bird warming up for the Yankees. A strike. One and two. .31 pitches. Couple of walks and 4 singles. Ortiz at second. Churio's at first. 4-0 Milwaukee on the bottom of the second inning. They're really making Fried work.
Well, this is what this team does. I mean, they're 28th fewest strikeouts in baseball. They're 3rd when it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position. And as you talked about, they're 3rd with walks. And they put the ball in play, and a lot of times good things happen for them.
Left field, long run, and not able to get there is Bellinger. Looks like he broke his bat. And one of their game plans coming into each game, Joe, is to make pitchers work. Foul pitches off. They don't swing and miss all that much. So they will make the pitcher work, and their feeling is you make him throw enough pitches, he's going to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's right. And good things are going to happen when you put the ball in play, and that's what this Brewers team has done, especially with missing some of their big bats in Yelich and Vaughn and Churio. They got 2 of them back on Monday. Unfortunate for the Yankees. And I think Yelich is probably a few days away.
Breaking ball drops it in there for the 3rd strike, 2 away.
Michael, you ready for these velocity off the bats on these 4 hits? 87.2, 74.8, 62.8, and 78.9. Now 95 miles per hour is considered a hard hit. Not one ball hit hard, not even close.
Here's the 9th batter to come to the plate, William Contreras. Fly ball to center in the 1st. You mentioned Yelich. He was taking BP today, Joe, and he was putting on a show, hitting balls well into the seats. And Brewers took a long time to put their lineup out. You're wondering if they were going to activate Yelich. He's been dealing with a left groin strain.
Yeah, and he ran the bases early too. He did that before he hit. You're absolutely right. And I think maybe if there was a right-hander on the mound, they might have done it. But Sanchez has been so good off a lefty. He's hitting 409 coming into today. I don't think they would have necessarily DH'd him over Sanchez.
Two and one. Now you get into a pitch count that's probably getting Aaron Boone nervous.
Problematic. Yep, 38 pitches so far in this inning.
Two and two. If he loses Contreras, he's going to be taken out of the game. Nice frame there by Wells. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Swing and a miss, got him on the curve. But they score 4 on 4 hits. They leave 2. We go to the 3rd, 4-0 Milwaukee. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Caballero leads off against Mizorowski. And a strike. Caballero did not like the call. Probably desperately wanted to challenge, but he has not been that successful challenging.
Face of Mizorowski, if you blink, you miss it. I mean, the ball gets on you so quick.
One and one on Caballero. The bottom third of the Yankee order coming up. They're down 4-0. Been 6 up, 6 down against Mizorowski. And he has 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. Two and one. And the pitch. Right by him. Now 1-1. Check out leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Opponents average against Glasnow best, Skeen 2nd, Ohtani 3rd, Mizorowski 4th, and Fried is 5th coming into today. Two. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit for Caballero. reached out, made contact, and said, okay, if the Brewers are going to have soft contact, we'll do it.
Caballero's been a good fastball hitter over his career, and he stays on this slider and just kind of slows his little leg kick down. And he's throwing so hard, Michael, if you get it to the barrel, it's going to fly to wherever it's going. It's going to get through the infield quickly. Reggie Jackson used to say you just got to touch it. Just touch it. It'll go.
There's Austin Wells. Now Contreras not easy to run on. He's got 9 of 21 base stealers. That's 42.9%. His career coming into this season, he was at 22.1%.
The other thing you got to be leery of is the back pick, especially with the left-handed hitter up, him trying to pick somebody off first base.
Foul ball way up there and settles into the second deck.
That's pretty impressive that you could get the barrel of the bat and pull that pitch right there so high up in the zone. I mean, look where this ball is. I mean, it's chest high.
Wells calls time. We've seen Wells, though, over the last couple games, maybe the last week. He's been jumping on high fastballs. That's where he's done his damage. And usually left-handed hitters like the ball low. Goes for it again. Now you'll see the Brewers wearing a different uniform. It says City Connect. And the color blue is because of the color of the Great Lakes. And the orangey type of font on the name is for the beautiful sunsets in Wisconsin. And then Wisco, obviously, shortening of the state's name.
Thanks for educating me.
You got it.
You know, he doesn't look comfortable throwing to first. If you just watch him on his pickoff, it's almost like a baby deer. His legs don't go where they're supposed to go.
And that's a balk. And he's not comfortable throwing. First base umpire Ortiz immediately said balk.
Can't argue a balk. Cannot go out there and argue a balk. You will get thrown out of the game. Pat Murphy's out right now asking what he did, and you're not allowed to do it. He should be gone.
So you're not even allowed to say what did he do?
No, they don't want to hear it.
So Alan Porter, who's the crew chief, intercepted the manager, and he had the conversation.
So if you're asking him what he did during the situation, you're really arguing it.
Right.
Now, if you go in between innings and say, you know, what did he do? You have the first base coach. You know, what did he do in between innings? Then you could find out. And the only reason I know that rule, Michael, that was my first ejection in spring training. My first year, I argued a balk.
And did you argue that it wasn't a balk, or did you
Well,
ask?
here's what the umpire told me. He goes, what he's doing looks funny, and if he does it again, I'm going to call a balk. And I said, well, what is it? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, how can you call balk if you don't know what it is? And he called the balk, and I argued. So that doesn't make sense. So you tell me you don't know what he's doing, but it doesn't look right.
Right.
That didn't go over so well.
2-2 on Wells. Runner at second. Nobody out here in the third. Yankees down 4-0. Held up. Curveball. And the count full. So good at bat for Wells.
He's thrown some good curveballs tonight, but you can see that at times he has trouble throwing strikes with his off speed. When he gets that down, Michael, it's not really a fair fight.
And he gets him on the slider at 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, and this slider actually kind of acts like a cutter. It doesn't have the big break that we've seen a lot of them have. So it's the inconsistency and the feel that he has for the breaking balls that he really hasn't completely developed yet. And that's why I say he's a work in progress.
There's Ryan McMahon. Line to left field. Lockridge will make the play. Caballero heads back to second. So McMahon struck the ball well, but Lockridge ran it down.
Yeah, that's a good at bat. I mean, he's continued to put up good at bat after good at bat for about the last 13 or 14 games, driving the ball the other way extremely well.
Here's Trent Grisham, struck out in the first inning. Another pickoff attempt. That's one thing Caballero does. He takes a little attention away from the batter.
It's the kind of guy, if he's on your team, you love him. And if he's not, you think he's a gnat.
Well, he was not the Yankees' favorite player when he played for Tampa Bay, and now they really do like him a lot.
Why wouldn't you? He brings energy every day. He plays hard. He's productive. And he's also been a guy, Michael, that his numbers are much better in New York than they were in Tampa.
Or Seattle.
Yeah, he seems to thrive in this environment.
He's got that left elbow all taped in an intricate maze of tape. And I asked him yesterday, I said, it's weird that it hurt so much and it was a breaking ball. He said, you know what? It would have been better if it was a fastball. It would not have hurt as much. And I said, how? He goes, I can't explain it, but just the way the curveball hit, it affected it.
It's where it hit, right above that elbow bone in the back of your elbow. It's very, very tender, and it swells very quickly. But I'm going to say, if it hit him square with the heater, it would have been worse than with the breaking ball. It just hit perfect. You can see right above that elbow. Oh. Sometimes that will take 2 or 3 days for guys to get back. He came back pretty quickly.
Now, he didn't have the eye black that he normally wears, the 3 stripes, yesterday. When he came in late in the game, he said, when I'm not starting, I don't wear it. But he started today, and he's not wearing it.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some information on that.
It's got to be rules. Full count on Grisham. Pitch. Rengifo in foul territory will put it away, and the Yankees strand a runner at second. We go to the bottom of the third. All right, take a look at the pitching decisions of Max Fried, presented by Sage.
Well, we've always talked about the soft contact he gives up. 87.2 off of Sanchez. Lockridge, 74.8. Let's be a little softer. 62.8 from Sal Frelick. And then Churios, who's been hitting rockets all over the place so far, 78.9. Bad luck, Max. And Max is a guy that, coming in tonight, only 33% of the balls were hit hard. Major League average is 37.
And the 40 pitches, as you saw from that graphic, the second most he's ever thrown in an inning in his career. The high 43. And the guy who started it, Gary Sanchez, leads off. So Fried faced 9 batters in that second inning, had the bullpen up. Jake Bird was throwing. And if he didn't get Contreras to the end of the inning, that would probably have been it. One and one. 1-2.
A lot of soft stuff to him tonight. The curveball, the changeup. Michael, I used to pick up Gary Sanchez's bat. He had the best feeling bat, and I don't even know what model it was that I ever felt. I used to say, man, this feels good. It was balanced. I felt like I could hit back, you know, then.
2-2. Well, with the Yankees in 2016, he joined Babe Ruth and Roger Maris as the only Yankees with 20 or more home runs after August 10th. Talk about finishing strong. And he swings and misses. One away.
Well, the amazing thing, that was his rookie year, and he was second in Rookie of the Year, and he wasn't up very long. I mean, that's how dominant he was. And they need Max to finish strong here because they need some innings to keep it right here to see if they can chip away on Mr. Mizorowski. And again, the bullpen was used a lot yesterday. They could use a little break.
There's Andrew Vaughn. Came over from the White Sox in a trade. So that's a ball, and it's going to be challenged.
Pitcher is challenging the ball call.
T-Mobile presents it, and it is a ball.
Pitch is confirmed. New York has one challenge remaining.
So far, pitchers have been slightly under 41%, the lowest of any group in challenging. Batters 46%, catchers 60% correct.
That one is wrapped into center field. On the run is Grisham. It's going to be over his head and bounce over the wall for a double.
Well, I'm sure they're glad to have him back, whether he's a DH or first baseman. He was great for Milwaukee when he was traded over. Hit a 3-run homer on Wednesday in the first inning, and you're going to see this rocket double that he hits. He's been on base twice tonight with a walk, and then this rocket double. It's a big bat for the Milwaukee Brewers. They missed him.
Here's Luis Rengifo. Now, we'd like to point out something that's a little different than usual on the bug, and that's where you see the score. To the left of the logo, there are 2 dashes, and that's for each ABS challenge. So the Yankees lost the challenge, and you see 1 dash now. So they have 1. Milwaukee still has both of its challenges, and something that fans and viewers had asked for, and we made it happen. So there you have it, a new feature on the bug. Lined into right field. Judge is there to retire Rengifo.
Mike, rumor is that you're the one that kept asking for it.
Wasn't me.
No?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I like it. Reminds me of timeouts that you see in football or.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give you credit, Michael.
I really don't. I mean, I'll grab credit whenever
Yeah.
it can be taken, but this one's not on me.
Could we change the color, though? Because it's, you know, it's the same as the NYY.
I'm told you don't have that power.
We'll find out.
What's different than the Brewers logo?
Well, because there's yellow and blue
Right.
next to it. Well, the Yankees is all white, and it's tough to see.
Line drive. It's a base hit to center field. Vaughn rounds third. The ball is bobbled by Grisham. That's an RBI single for Lockridge, his second in as many innings, and it's 5-0 Milwaukee.
It has been a tough night for Max Fried, and this is a breaking ball that just kind of hung up there a little bit too much, and Lockridge hits it. Comes up on Grisham. He might have had a shot. I mean, he has an assist already this year, but he's not able to come up with it cleanly. Usually when you have the ball before the guy gets on third, you're going to have a shot at home. He wasn't able to pick it.
Sal Frelick takes outside. He had an RBI single in the second. Yankees digging themselves a hole because Joe mentioned, first of all, Mizorowski's outstanding. And then the back end of the Brewer bullpen, it's beastly. One guy throws harder than the next guy.
Yeah, they have a left-hander that hits 99 in Ashby, and they have a couple right-handers. One hits 99 and one hits 100.
And with that base hit by Lockridge again, stirring in the Yankee bullpen. One and two on Frelick.
Seems like tonight at times he's fallen really far off the mound.
And that's not him.
No, because he's a great fielder. And to be a great fielder, you have to, be facing the hitter basically when you're finished.
And that will do it. Strike three. Frelick down looking. But Milwaukee adds a run and they leave one. Let's take a look at the optimum, famously fast replay, Joe.
Well, Mizorowski's got 4 strikeouts, 2 in the first. On heaters, there's a curveball to Spencer Jones and a slider to Austin Wells. He's touched 104 tonight. 4 strikeouts through 3 innings, only 1 hit.
Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard 5-0. Milwaukee leads. It'll be Rice, Judge, and Bellinger. Oh and 2.
Coming in tonight, he had 59 strikeouts, 13.8 innings. Almost 14 strikeouts per 9. The Yankees have done all right against him, and usually the second time through he's more hittable. About that changeup, Michael.
So let me ask you this. You're not a doctor, Joe, although your brother is one. He's averaging 99.3 on his fastball.
Yeah.
And he's a starter.
Yeah.
Can the human arm withstand that over a long period of time?
You would think not. But the great thing about medicine today is they'll just fix it up. He'll come back and probably throw harder. I mean, he's only 24 years old. Going to take a lot of arm care, that's for sure.
Second big league season, was an all-star after 5 major league games. We told you about that fastball. Curveball gets Rice to strike out for the second time.
Yeah, I just don't know how you hit that when he's throwing 103, 104. You got to speed up. You see it out over the plate as a strike, and all of a sudden it just disappears.
Here's Judge. One and 0. Strike on the curveball.
You know, I'd love to ask Brad Ausmus about Mizorowski, because I remember I was catching and Kerry Wood was pitching and Brad was hitting, and Kerry Wood threw him like a 95-mile-an-hour cutter or 96-mile-an-hour cutter. And Brad looked at me and said, "Joe, the game has passed me by." Guy throwing a cutter. This guy's throwing a slider 99.
Now, you mentioned Kerry Wood. That was a guy, his
Yeah.
arm didn't stand up.
No, it did not. And it was a shame, because his stuff, I mean, his breaking stuff was as electric as his fastball.
Well, all around the league, all around the sport, they chase velocity now.
Well, he got it. He caught up.
He caught it?
Yeah.
Judge did not. 102.
Yeah, this is the one that's up in the zone that's almost impossible to catch up. But you would love to see that bat meet that ball square and how far it would go. It would hit those back windows in this stadium.
So here's Bellinger. Flight out to left in the second. Goes that way again. Lockridge on the run toward the line, slides and hits into the wall hard, and the ball is untouched, but it's foul. Boy, that is scary.
Michael, you talked about it yesterday about you're better off hitting the netting at Yankee Stadium than the pad because it's concrete behind it. This doesn't look good.
Pat Murphy getting out there to check on his left fielder. Hush falls over the crowd.
Is that blood, Michael, at the bottom of the pant leg?
Looks like it.
Don't really understand why, if he's going to have to leave the field. I see the left field gate open. Should probably bring a cart.
Yeah, they're going to call for the cart. It looks like it'd be too much of a task, even with help, to walk off.
You know, and it makes you wonder, did he even hit the pad? Because there's the gap between the pad and the dirt where there's just concrete.
Does this remind you of that awful incident in Chicago, Joe?
Yes, it does.
Dustin Fowler. That was a transformer box. This, obviously, we don't see anything of that sort over there. But you ran out and you saw something you didn't want to see.
No, I didn't. He cut himself, his leg, really bad. Had surgery that night. You feel for the kid. He's playing so well for the Milwaukee Brewers. You hope that it's just a really bad bone bruise and nothing more than that.
Let's take a look at what happened.
So as he slides, I believe it's his right knee, and it just hits the concrete, and it looked like it hit the corner, which is even worse. Oh my goodness. You're gonna see him slide here.
Yeah. Oh.
Not really sure why the pad doesn't go all the way down. And maybe that's true for most places, but this is really unfortunate.
Yeah, he's running full speed and his knee slams into the corner of concrete. It's his right knee. Oh. So Garrett Mitchell is going to take over in center field, and Chourio will move to left. In the original lineup, they had Chourio in left and Lockridge in center, and about 10 minutes before we went on the air, we were told that it was changed. Not given any reason why it was changed, but again, Chourio was originally in left.
Well, I would think that you'd want to keep Chourio in left all the time, because that's where he's going to play all the time. Unless, you know, Garrett Mitchell, who's struggling, all of a sudden they stop playing him in center, but he's their center fielder.
Ground ball, first base. Vaughn will take it himself, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Well, tomorrow night on Yes, the Yankees' very own hard thrower, Cam Schlittler, brings his AL leading ERA to the mound in Game 2 against the Brew Crew. FanDuel pregame coverage starts at 6:30 with first pitch scheduled for 7:10 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Max Fried still out there. Joey Ortiz, the number 9 hitter, will lead off. And the pitch inside, 1-0.
Michael, do you remember such a great crop of young pitchers? When you think of like Skeens and Skubal and Mizorowski and our very own starter tomorrow, like, and I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. These guys are power. I mean, Cam has been unbelievable, the highest WAR for a pitcher in all of baseball. I'm trying to think of were there ever 4 starters that were that dominant.
And you know what's telling? You didn't play all that long ago, and you know you were just making light of it. It's a different game than when you played.
It's a much different game. I'm glad that I didn't play in this era. There's been a lot of bad matchups. And you know I love the matchup sheet.
It's right there in the binder, I see.
Yeah.
Josh Chisholm makes the play. 1 down. Pretty big crowd here at American Family Field on this Friday night. The first 3 decks are all full. Upper deck in the wings, a couple of empty seats, but really a nice crowd. Here's Jackson Chourio. Kind of a weird early season for Milwaukee. They started 8-2, as did the Yankees. Then they lost 6 straight in the middle of a 5-11 stretch, and now they won 6 of 9 to be 19-16. Right back to Fried. And last year, very quietly, they had the best record in baseball at 97-65.
2 years that Pat Murphy's been the manager, they won 93 and went to the playoffs in 97. He's been manager of the year twice.
And Milwaukee has never had a manager of the year in all the years of their existence until Pat Murphy.
Last 2 series, Texas, Skip Schumacher in Miami, 23, and then Pat, 24. The National League managers in 25. Seen them both.
And a challenge.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS challenge by T-Mobile.
Calls confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
So Wells has done a good job of late with the challenges. That one's just barely, but it was a strike. So it shifts from 2-1 to 1-2. Chop slowly, Rice to Fried, and he beats Terang to the bag, and Fried bounces back with a 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, and much more. Jazz Chisholm Jr. leads off against Jacob Mizorowski.
So I looked up some of Jazz's stuff. In 21, he hit 2 home runs on fastballs over 100. One by DeGrom and one by Alvarado. Now, he took DeGrom deep on that high fastball the other day at 98. Can he catch up here?
He took the 100-mile-an-hour strike in the count 0-2. On deck is Spencer Jones. Cam, love it. And strike 3. Jazz down looking.
You know, it's kind of scary when it has a little bit of run to it, too. And you start it in, and it looks like it's going to hit you, and then it kind of goes back across from left-handers.
Pitch inside to Jones.
It's interesting how he starts low and he gets his foot down quick, which I think is great, but he comes up, so there's a lot of head movement there.
It kind of almost looks like an uncomfortable approach the way he's set.
Well, he's similar to what Ohtani does, but I don't think Ohtani's head moves that much up and down.
Right. He used to have a higher leg kick and then mimicked Ohtani. It's kind of a toe tap.
Yeah, you see how he stands up and you got to refocus, but his foot is down. He's ready to swing. There's a lot of torque there. And you know what? His back foot doesn't finish. It doesn't mean that his hips don't get through, but it's, to me, that would be tough on your ankle. And there's a lot of hitters that do that. He's not the only one. Belly doesn't always get completely, you know, the back foot pointing towards the pitcher.
So he starts open. Knees bent. 2-2. Now this season in AAA, he had a 32% strikeout rate. His strikeout rate has dropped in each of the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's a young hitter that's figuring it out. Let's, you know, see what happens after this pitch. Aaron Judge, when he came up in 2016, 84 at bats, he struck out 42 times. He had 52 home runs the next year. He figured it out. He struck out 200 plus 200 times that year, but it's gotten less and less. The holes get smaller.
And he's going to be on base for the first time as he works a walk. And the family giving him some love. Well, here's a little bit of a comp between the two 6'7" giants. So Judge made his major league debut after 3 seasons in the minors. Spencer 5. There's Caballero. Lined into center field. It is a base hit. Jones will stop at second. And Caballero's 2 for 2 against Mizorowski.
On my sheet, Michael, he was one of the better fastball hitters of 99 plus. In his career, he was a 308 hitter.
Meeting on the mound.
What do you say to him?
Throw it harder.
You got 104 left in the tank.
Now, one thing that we should also tell you about Jones. Well, that's a tough fit. Jones can run.
Yes.
And he's an incredible athlete and also happens to be a very good outfielder. He's a center fielder by trade, and he can go get him. So you're going to see him at some point in the outfield because they'll give Judge half a day off as a DH. Here's Wells. Yankees trying to get back in this. Yankees so far today 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, and Milwaukee is 4 for 8. Jones off second, Caballero off first. We're in the fifth, 5-0 Milwaukee. Oh and 2. Wells was 1 for 6 in the Texas series. Yankees have managed 2 hits against the hard-throwing right-hander, both of them by Caballero. The other base runner, Spencer Jones with the walk. Strike 3, Porter punches him out. 8th strikeout for Mizorowski.
I almost felt like that called slider on him kind of messed up his at-bat. You know, he thought about, should I have challenged it, and then he ended up stepping out, trying to get his thoughts back together, and then he takes this pitch. And I don't think you would ever guess breaking ball him. I don't think you could ever hit if that's what you did.
There's McMahon. Oh and 1. (14 of 18 first pitch strikes for Mizorowski. He's nailing that low part of the strike zone. Mizorowski's longest outing this season, he's done it twice, just 6 innings. He's at 70 pitches. I see a little Zach Greinke there facially.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
His strike to ball ratio is much better tonight. It's usually under 60%. 50 out of 71 strikes.
There's a strike. 101 miles an hour. 9 strikeouts in 5 innings for the young right-hander. We're halfway through. It's 5-0 Milwaukee.
Welcome back. Prior to tonight's game, a familiar face was in the house in CC Sabathia. He was inducted into the Brewers Wall of Honor alongside Dave Parker. Now, the interesting thing about this, guys, CC Sabathia did not spend a ton of time with the Brewers. He spent just 17 games, 17 starts, I should say, in 2008. During that span, he went 11-2, pitching to a 1.62 ERA. But if you remember, that was the time where in September, he essentially pitched on 3 days rest the entire time, carrying the Brewers to the postseason in an exciting run. They eventually got knocked out by the Phillies there in the NLCS. And people that have covered the team during that time, they really credit CC Sabathia for changing the culture, going from a team who was trying not to lose to an organization that believed they could win. And guys, perhaps all the more remarkable, he did that not caring about the fact that he was entering his free agent offseason, and there was a lot on the line for CC Sabathia. He simply said, I just wanted to win, and I didn't care what it took to do it. Pretty cool that they honored him. As we know, CC Sabathia inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame last year, and he'll be honored by the Yankees on September 26th.
Well, it's pretty amazing, Meredith, if you consider he pitched for Milwaukee for about 2 months, and he's made their Hall of Fame, or the Wall of Honor, as they call it, along with the late Dave Parker.
Yeah, he looks great. He threw out the first pitch. He bounced it. And it's kind of cool. He threw it to Gary Sanchez, and they were laughing about it.
Hey, Michael, and how cool is that? You saw the other jersey he was wearing when he did a little question and answer session. It was a Gary Sanchez jersey. So he was wearing Gary's jersey, then he gave it back to Gary to catch the first pitch.
And there he is, Gary, seeing it for the first time. Now, I found out something else that CeCe had an incredible effect on with that short time in Milwaukee. So he's doing all these highlight reel things, Joe, that get Milwaukee into the postseason. And all these highlights are on SportsCenter. So the nighttime SportsCenter was being hosted by John Anderson, who's from Wisconsin. Grounded. McMahon. And so John Anderson kept playing the highlights from the Brewers television. And the young announcer at the time was Brian Anderson.
Wow.
Who's now a national voice. He's one of the best broadcasters in the world. And because he was on SportsCenter so much, the people at TBS heard it and said, who is this guy? And that's why they hired him. And Brian Anderson, whenever he sees CeCe, thanks him for his career.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
I guess he should thank John Anderson as well, which I'm sure he's done. Brian Anderson's one of the nicest people in our business. And one of the most talented.
He did the basketball playoffs all the time.
Yep.
TNT. I miss hearing his voice on those playoffs.
Oh, 2 on Vaughn. Line drive, and it's caught by Jazz Chisholm for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. So Max Fried has retired 7 in a row. Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Another Red Sox note. Roman Anthony, unfortunately, hurt again, and you want to see great players play. The Cubs are just been red hot, and Paul Skeens was unbelievable last night against Arizona. 8 shutout innings.
Michael, you brought up the point about Mizorowski. You know, his most innings that he's went this year, 6, and I was looking at his inning totals. 23-77, 24-97, 25-129. So you'd probably like to see him stay around 170 this year, 160 to 170. That's probably why they're only going 5 and 6 innings with him. I'm sure some Yankee hitters would like to see him leave too.
But it's not really a respite, as we've said.
No.
It's not as, they're not as good as him.
It's
but
not 104.
True. A young woman's yelling now, realizing that we're on the air. What a nice woman. She
What a
said
nice
she loved
guy.
us.
Yeah, what a nice guy. You're an icon, Michael.
Yeah, right. 1-2. 2-2.
We were walking home in Minnesota last year, and you got stopped the whole way home. I just kept walking, and I left you.
You did do that.
I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the count full. Yankees looking for base runners here. They're down 5-0. They've managed just 2 hits against Mizorowski.
I almost feel with this lead, he's making a conscious effort of trying to mix all his pitches. I mean, you think about it, 100 plus. I don't know if we've seen a fastball in the 90s. A 3-2 slider.
And Grisham works a walk, so the leadoff batter is on. So a visit to the mound.
Favorite name of a pitching coach? Chris Hook. Except he never gives him the hook. It's always the manager. But he should send him out there when you want to take him out.
They got a lot of different people with a lot of different titles. They have an offense and strategy coach. They have a pitching coordinator. They have a fielding coordinator.
You know what you won't find?
What's that?
A bench coach.
You have a game prep, 2 game prep coaches. So Pat Murphy doesn't need a bench coach?
I'm sure someone acts as it, but I don't know. Ashby's up. Everyday Andy, they call him.
So here's Rice. He struck out twice. One and 0. And a strike. Two and 2 now on Ben Rice. Ben Rice extraordinarily close with Spencer Jones, and he's been walking Spencer through where he has to be, where the meetings are, what time he has to be on the field. They were talking on the bench before the game. Kind of came up through the system together, and that's a nice resource to have.
Oh, I think it's great, Michael. It's so important to have someone that you feel comfortable talking to when you first get called up, because you're nervous enough. You don't really know the routine and how things work. I mean, if I could tell you some of the funny stories when I had all those rookies in Miami, they just didn't understand how it worked. I mean, we go into Houston, our first road trip. You know how you see him in pregame talking, he's showing him the ropes. You get off the airplane, you walk right on the buses. You go to the hotel. One of the guys gets off the bus in Houston, and they open up underneath. He says, someone stole all our luggage, right? Not knowing that the truck gets the luggage, brings it to the hotel. I'm going, oh boy, this is going to be some kind of season.
Fouled off the foot of Rice. Turned into a pretty good season.
It did. Took a while, but it really did. Those kids really played well. But Ben, you already got one bruise. There's no reason to bruise your foot too.
And the 3-2. High fly ball center field. Mitchell makes the play, retiring Rice, and Grisham heads back to first.
If Aaron Judge was to get on here, I think this could be his last hitter. With Bellinger on deck, not that Bellinger doesn't hit left-handers.
Judge 0 for 2. And takes a strike. Oh, 0-2.
Yeah, this is a slider that doesn't do what it's supposed to. It somewhat backs up, ties him up. What should have been a high strike ends up being a ball.
.102 on the black, or just off the black.
I think it was down.
The 1-2. Judge down on strikes. 10th strikeout.
Well, we take a look at this pitch by pitch to Aaron Judge. He's starting with a high slider that starts at him and breaks over, and then he throws him one that backs up. Then he throws him a fastball about 100 down and away, and then he goes away with 102 to strike him out. In, out, out.
He's been at 103 from the first inning on. That pitch to Bellinger was 103. Check out Papa John's key ingredients. Bellinger last 9 games hitting .471, 11 extra base hits. He's driven in 14 runs. There's a 9-game hitting streak. Sky the other way and out of play. The 10 strikeouts from Mizorowski ties his season high. Did it April 7th against the Red Sox at Fenway. Now it's 11, so that is a new season high. Quite a 6 innings for Jacob Mizorowski. 5-0 Milwaukee. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And here is Isabella, a die-hard Yankees fan, enjoying a win at the stadium during the recent homestand. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures that you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Luis Rengifo will lead off the 6th. One and 0.
Max has done a good job getting to the 6th inning. He was at 49 pitches after the 2nd inning. It looked like he wasn't even going to get through that inning in a time where they needed him to go somewhat deep because of the bullpen yesterday being used so much. He's done a really good job here.
Fernando Cruz getting ready. Awaiting word on the condition of Brendan Lockridge, who's originally out of the Yankee system. So hoping that it's not as bad as it looked running into that concrete wall in left field. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Rengifo.
I always believe that pitchers that have a really, really long and stressful inning like he did in the 2nd, 89 feels a lot more pitches than 89 where you've went 6 or 7 innings and haven't had any stress. That long inning takes a lot out of you.
Garrett Mitchell, this should be 2. There's 1 and there's 2. It is hard to double up Mitchell. He is so fast.
Tell you what, when the umpire did his signal at first to punch him out at first, it looked like he almost hit Mitchell.
Yeah, it happened at the same time. I agree.
This is a rocket, and look how fast he is.
Wow, almost a kidney shot.
That's when you know your day's going bad.
Pitch to Frelick. Low and away, 1-0. One. Frelick an RBI single in that 4-run second inning, and then struck out looking in the third. 40-pitch second inning for Fried. Otherwise, he's made fairly quick work.
And that's the thing about pitching in the #1 slot a lot of times. You have one bad inning and it might cost you the game. Because the other team's guy is not going to give up much either. And that's what Max has to face every time he starts.
Ground ball, backhanded by Caballero, gets rid of it quickly, picked there by Rice, and Frelick is out for the final out of the 6th. We will move to the 7th. Time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 292, 509 home runs. 1,676 hits. Started with Milwaukee, had a stint with the Yankees, finished with the Mets. I know this one.
That's what I'm talking about. A 2.
Do you know it?
Yes.
All right.
It's the anything above 5. It's a question mark for me. Maybe even a 4. I mean, I had a chance today.
New pitcher. It's Shane Droen taking over from Mizorowski. It'll be Chisholm, Jones, and Caballero. The numbers on Droen. And a strike.
Michael, he only throws up to like 96. It's got to seem like it's nothing after facing Mizorowski.
27 years old, made his major league debut on April 8th.
"107 games in the minor leagues, Michael. 91 as a starter. So he's a guy that they were piggybacking with Brandon Woodruff for a while. He's been up to 80 pitches. He's got starter stuff, a number of pitches he can go to. 6, as a matter of fact.
Center field, Mitchell. 1 down. Check out the Allstate Good Hands replay.
In the 5th inning, the ball looked like it was knuckling on Jazz. He ends up catching it behind him, actually. He's not even able to get it in front of him. He had to move his glove. Pretty good play, Jazz.
Here's Spencer Jones. 0 for 1 with a walk. First big league game. First round draft pick by the Yankees in 2022. 25th pick overall. Last 8 games in the minors. 12 hits and 34 at bats, 6 home runs, 15 ribbies.
Pretty good breaking ball here from Dronen. Just kind of runs out of bat, a little bit out front. Look at his mom saying a little prayer, Michael. Edge of her seat.
Youngest of 4 boys. Let's check out one of today's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Home run or more, plus 670 by Spencer Jones. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes.
And there's going to be a lot more at bats, Mom and Dad. Pretty good breaking ball here. You see it end up on the corner. Hard slider. It's got some depth to it. It's got some sweep to it. Just out in front of it.
You know, Al Leiter came to visit us the other day when Texas was in town, and I asked him, I said, what's more nerve-wracking, pitching the 7th game of a World Series or watching your son pitch? He said, it's not even close.
Yeah.
He said, it's watching your son pitch. He said, you're just dying.
Well, you found that out. I mean,
just watching Little League games. I mean, I just want him to do so well. And there's nothing you could do.
Nothing.
He definitely resembles his dad. Looks just like him.
Yes. I wonder if his dad could hit.
Caballero, he can hit. And he had both hits against Mizorowski. So watch the rest of this. Chases a high pitch. And the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. They've struck out 13 times tonight. There's the game summary, and Sarah Langs tells us that Mizorowski had 4 strikeouts, Joe, at 102 miles per hour or more, the most by any pitcher in the game since pitches began being tracked in 2008.
Yeah, I think he's going to break all kind of records. I mean, I just don't see how he's not going to continue to get better and better.
Kerwin Castro comes on, called up today, as Beck was sent back down after his major league debut yesterday. And his first big league appearance since August of 2022. And that's a base hit to center field. That'll go to the wall. Joey Ortiz is going to stop at second with a leadoff double against Castro.
Yeah, he got ahead of him with a fastball, somewhat down the middle, and it looked like he threw him another one, and Joey Ortiz jumped all over it. It's been a struggle offensively for Joey Ortiz this year, but not that pitch. Hitting 184 coming into tonight. That is his first double of the year.
Yeah, first extra base hit.
And this guy had, what, 3 the first day?
Yep. Now, Boone told me today that Castro was definitely in play with all the pitching moves they've made of late. He was discussed because he really impressed them in spring training. He was in play when they were cutting down the rosters in spring training as well.
Four-seamer, curveball, cutter. You see the cutter's pretty hard, 93. Fastball is about the same.
Well, 2025 at AAA had a 1.53 ERA. Had 52 strikeouts in 47 innings. He was out from May 2023 to March 2025 with his second career Tommy John surgery. 27 years old. And the bullpen coach for the Yankees, Preston Claiborne, calls him, quote, a super bulldog on the mound. 20 games in the big leagues before this. There's going to be a challenge on this.
It was a late call.
And the challenge successful. So Churio down looking.
Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
Now, Meredith, you have more on Castro and on Spencer Jones, who both were called up today.
Michael, pretty cool moment in the Rail Riders clubhouse. Manager Shelley Duncan was addressing the entire team and did a speech saying how this guy had worked extremely hard and he's finally getting back to the majors, and then said, Kervin Castro, you're heading back to the big leagues. Everybody cheered in the room, excited for Castro, and then all of a sudden, casually, nonchalant says, and this guy has never been there before. He's going to the big leagues for the first time. Spencer, you're heading to the big leagues. And he kind of looked for a minute, took a while to process, and then thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to Milwaukee. I'm heading to the big leagues too. Could not believe it. He then left the clubhouse and called his parents and called his girlfriend. Now, Michael, you mentioned earlier he's good friends with Ben Rice. Ben Rice actually found out on social media, and he was waiting. He wanted to get confirmation that it was true before he texted his friend to congratulate him about coming up.
Do you think he was looking around the room to see if there were any other Spencers?
Grounded. Jazz Chisholm. And Ortiz moves to third. Let's check out today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. This is the move that led to Spencer Jones being called up. Jason Dominguez placed on the 10-day IL, left shoulder AC joint sprain. He collided with the left field wall yesterday at the stadium. Ground ball up the middle and past the diving Caballero. A base hit for Contreras. Ortiz scores, and it's 6-0 Milwaukee.
Yeah, Contreras has really been a good offensive player as a catcher, and he's a very good catcher as well, and hits the ball extremely hard. It's just a little bit of a cutter that's just out of the reach. It's kind of been the theme of the night, just out of the reach of the infielders. Soft contact, and it's cost the Yankees.
So here's Gary Sanchez. You know, I was talking to Shelley Duncan today, and he said when he saw Dominguez run into the wall, he said he was shattered inside. He said because he knows what a good kid he is, how he worked so hard to get back up, how he worked on the things he had to work in. And then when he saw him get into that line right at Caballero, get into that cart that took him off, he said he was just devastated. So Castro back in the big leagues for the first time in about 4 years. Gives up a run. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Thursday, May 21st, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays in a postseason rematch. It's cap night. First 18,000 guests, 21 and older. Receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Budweiser. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Paul Goldschmidt is going to pinch hit for Austin Wells. The lefty's still in.
Yeah, he's actually filled in really well for Rice the last few days. 5 for 17, a homer, 3 RBIs, 4 or 5 runs scored.
Yankees down 6-0. On deck to pinch hit for McMahon is Ahmed Rosario.
With the lefty pitching tomorrow, and obviously you're trying to win the game, and you're trying to get your righties against left-handers, but it keeps their bats going. They had some at bats over the weekend, this last week, and you keep them going. Rosario will hit next, as you said, Michael.
Sky high pop up. Mitchell will make the play. 1 away in the 8th. And here's Rosario. McMahon was 0 for 2 against Mizorowski. And a strike. chop, first base. On the short hop, Vaughn takes it himself. 2 down.
Tell you what, this trade that Milwaukee made to get Dronin, Harrison, and Hamilton is looking to be a pretty good trade. It's for Boston, for Durbin, Monasterio, and Siegler. 2 pretty valuable pitchers they got.
Yep. And another challenge.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
And the challenge is
Ball's
correct.
overturned. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
Two and one. Grounded to first, Vaughn. And the Yankees go down in order as Grisham is retired. 9 Yankees retired in a row. Time to take a look at the Yankee bullpen budget, brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. They used a lot of people yesterday. Sure, they like to stay away from them. And Kervin Castro still in there. Pitch upstairs.
You know, when I watched the game against the Cardinals were trying to pound Vaughn in too. They made a mistake on a 3-2 pitch, and he hit a home run in the left field bullpen for a 3-run homer. His first homer of the year.
Ground ball, backhanded by Caballero. You know who must be really sad about the Brewers being 29th in home runs? Who? Bernie the Brewer. Never comes down the Chalet.
That's right.
They might have to change it to just runs.
You know, I've always wanted to do that until I saw some people get hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think so. Guy broke his arm. He hit the wall.
I think he broke his leg. Somebody broke his leg, too. The Dodgers reporter. Look at Bernie.
I'd like to see our producer go down there.
Troy? There's Luis Rengifo. 0-1. If you look ahead to the 9th inning for the Yanks, Rice, Judge, and Bellinger. Couple of walks for Rengifo tonight. One and two.
You know, he looks a little bit like Jose Molina, Michael. Castro. Well, you can see why he doesn't strike out much. I mean, he's able to put the ball in play. 2 balls are almost head high. That one off the plate 3 inches.
J.C. Escar behind the plate. Rosario at third. This begins a 9-game road trip. 3 here, 3 in Baltimore, and 3 at Citi Field. Foul back. Shallow right field, and it's going to be caught by Jazz Chisholm. 2 down. Well, fans, go to @Yes Network on X and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it number 1, Cody Bellinger, number 2, Trent Grisham, or number 3, Aaron Judge? Congratulations to the Knicks. They beat the Sixers 108-94 in Philly today, and the Knicks are up 3 games to nothing in their best of 7. One and 0 on Garrett Mitchell.
Wasn't granted that challenge. I'm not so sure why. I didn't think it took that long. And because of our little white lines, I can tell he's got 1 left, the Brewers.
Two and 2.
I thought it was a ball, and I think he would have won the challenge.
Maybe he wasn't authoritative enough. Swing and a miss. Kervin Castro with a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 9th. Time to find the answer to name that Yankee. Those are the clues. Quite a career. 292, 509, and the answer is
Gary Sheffield.
You got it.
Third baseman here in Milwaukee at one time. Shortstop as well.
Started in the Little League World Series where we first saw him. And he can hit then.
Didn't mind that high pitch either, Mike.
First and second, it's Sheffield again with a great backhand stop.
Oh, gosh.
What a quick bat. And he hit his 400th as a Yankee in Toronto. Ben Rice swings and misses. Batting champion in '92, world champion with the Marlins, 9-time All-Star, MVP runner-up. And he is the nephew of Doc Gooden. And Rice pops it up. So Ben, in his return to the lineup, 0 for 4. Stay tuned for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Bob Lorenz, Willie Randolph, and Dylan Betances will have highlights and analysis. Meredith Morakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse. We'll hear from Aaron Boone on the Manager's Report. All coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And there's a base hit for Aaron Judge. Well, Tuesday on Yes, host Gracie Cashman sits down with the Yankees legend Willie Randolph for a deep dive into the numbers that defined his career. Watch the season 3 premiere of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Tuesday, following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app later this season. We'll also hear Joe Girardi on that show.
Do you ever see Willie not have a smile on his face?
You don't have to sell me on Willie.
Yeah. Never had a bad day.
You know, Willie was teammates with Sheffield in 1991 here in Milwaukee. Tying it all together.
I see how you did that, Michael. Michael, do you think the Brewers are making fun of me by putting a binder over here?
I think they're just trying to play to your strength. It's a nice binder.
Yeah, it is.
Driven out to right field. Frelick will put it away. Brewers second inning, we look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum, and it's not high exit velocity. Gary Sanchez hit it the hardest and wasn't even 90 miles an hour. But they did enough damage to kind of not look back. They made Max Fried throw 40 pitches that inning. There's Jazz Chisholm. They're not holding on Judge. He takes off, and it's grounded foul. Judge goes, he'll take second. Obviously, defensive indifference. Yankees losing 6-0. And now they're down to their final strike. If he gets this out, this will be Jones' first career save. 3 innings. And it's his first career save as the Yankees just overpowered by Milwaukee pitching on this Friday night. They lose this one 6-0.
Yeah, Jacob Mizorowski was as advertised. 6 innings tonight, only gave up the 2 hits. Jose Caballero got them both. 11 strikeouts, Michael. 95 pitches.
Pretty impressive stuff. We'll come back. We'll give out some awards. We'll get the post game after that. Milwaukee 6, Yankees nothing.